Welcome back to Secrets of Superpowers. We've already delved into the sinister reality of the Wunderwaffe, the German wonder weapons. We've seen firsthand the inexplicable experiments involving Die Glock and followed the trail of these secrets to the hidden stronghold of Base 211 in Antarctica. But today, we confront the most elusive, fantastic, and fiercely debated mystery of all. In the final desperate months of World War II, the true, astonishing ambition of the Third Reich was not the development of new tanks or the refinement of V-rockets. It was absolute control of the skies through technology that defied gravity. We are diving deep into the clandestine world of Nazi UFOs, the legendary disc-shaped craft known as Haunebu and Vril. These are not just post-war science fiction. They are a persistent, unnerving rumor supported by hundreds of declassified Allied reports of Foo Fighters, silent, fast, inexplicable objects that relentlessly stalked Allied bombers like shadows. We will trace the origins of the alleged anti-gravity propulsion systems, from the esoteric beliefs of the Vril Society to the groundbreaking, if unfinished, engineering solutions of Victor Schauberger. We will examine the chilling accounts of the Battle of Antarctica, a supposed direct confrontation between these discs and Admiral Byrd's fleet. The question remains, did the Reich truly succeed in achieving genuine anti-gravity flight? And were these discs the technology they managed to conceal and perfect in their secret refuges? Prepare to look beyond accepted history. This is the definitive story of the Nazi UFOs. The historical precedent, the Foo Fighters, the legend of the Nazi. Discs has very real roots in the events of World War II. The term Foo Fighters was coined by Allied fighter pilots in late 1944. Pilots over Europe and the Pacific repeatedly reported encounters with UFOs, small, metallic, disc-like, or spherical objects that shadowed their aircraft. The descriptions were remarkably consistent. The objects were silent, moved at incredible speeds, and executed sudden, sharp maneuvers that violated all known laws of aerodynamics, yet they never engaged in combat. They merely observed or vanished at impossible velocity. Allied intelligence took these reports absolutely seriously. Initially, they were suspected to be secret German reconnaissance drones or a form of psychological warfare to distract pilots. However, post-war investigations failed to find any official German project that fully explained these consistent, mass sightings. This created the perfect historical vacuum that the Wunderwaffe legend ultimately filled. The pilots' accounts of objects capable of instantaneous acceleration and vertical takeoff align perfectly with the alleged capabilities of the German disc projects, strongly suggesting that even if these prototypes were rare, something operational was in the air. The esoteric roots, the Vril Society and the Seekers of the Black Sun. The most controversial, yet most captivating, element of the disc program is its connection to German occultism. At the center of the legend is the Vril Society, Vril Gesellschaft, an alleged secret group founded before the war. The society took its name from the concept of Vril, a hidden energy or life force described in Edward Bulwer-Lytton's novel, The Coming Race. Vril members supposedly believed in accessing ancient, extraterrestrial knowledge and cosmic power that could be applied to technology. While the historical evidence for the Vril Society as a technological organization remains debatable, the idea that a regime obsessed with the occult would seek unconventional, otherworldly power sources to gain a technological edge is highly compelling. The legend asserts that it was the Vril Society mediums who received instructions from extraterrestrial sources on how to build the first flying discs. This connection gave the German UFO program its unique, mystical aura. The alleged engineers, Schriever, Meave, and Habermal. The development of the flying saucers is typically attributed to several key engineers working on revolutionary, non-traditional flight concepts. Rudolf Schriever allegedly developed a circular aircraft concept using a rotating ring to create lift, likely utilizing high-pressure air or powerful fans. Schriever claimed his prototype actually flew. Dr. Richard Meave, often credited as the chief engineer behind the main Haunebu designs, focusing on gyroscopic stabilization and jet turbine propulsion. Otto Habermal, another engineer frequently mentioned in connection with early disc tests in Prague, before their projects were allegedly transferred under the direct control of the SS. The supposed key breakthrough, according to the theories, was the use of intense rotation and electromagnetic effects to counteract gravity. These engineers were not just refining propellers. They were searching for an entirely new, fundamental way to fly that did not rely on wing lift. It was a technological leap, not merely an aerodynamic refinement. The Haunebu series, the military armored disc, the Haunebu series, typically cited as I-2 and 3, represents the military, armored application of disc technology. These discs are described as large, heavily armored craft, ranging from 25 to 70 meters in diameter. According to legend, they were capable of carrying not only a crew but also armaments and light military payloads. WWII, an early, smaller prototype with limited speed, essentially a testing platform. Haunebu 2, a significantly improved version, allegedly achieving fantastic speeds and used for long-range flights. Haunebu 3, the largest and most mythical version, supposedly capable of intercontinental flight and prolonged autonomy. This is the craft believed by some to have been used for the evacuation of top-tier personnel and technology to Antarctica or South America in the final months of the war. Visually, the Haunebu are depicted as massive, riveted metal discs with a central cupola, consistent with late-war German industrial aesthetics, but featuring a disc shape that has no conventional counterpart. The Vril series, the esoteric and high-speed design. In contrast to the military Haunebu, the Vril series discs are often portrayed as experimental or even esoteric craft. They were reportedly smaller, significantly faster, and crucially, powered by the mysterious Vril energy generator, a device claimed to be a free energy source or an advanced electromagnetic motor. This equipment allowed them to reach speeds deemed impossible at the time, which helps to explain the Foo Fighters phenomenon. The Vril 7, or Vril Flugscheibe, is the most cited model of this series, said to have been a supersonic test vehicle used to validate the Vril energy concept. Legend suggests that tests of these models were conducted in secured tunnels in Germany and Czechoslovakia, from which they could take off vertically. The Vril discs are key to understanding why American UFO investigations were always shrouded in such intense secrecy. The Schauberger engine, gyroscopic force and implosion. A crucial scientific thread leads to the brilliant but overlooked Austrian inventor, Victor Schauberger. While he wasn't directly involved in the Haunebu or Vril projects, his ideas strikingly align with the anti-gravity disk theories. Schauberger was a pioneer of implosion technology, the concept of generating power through the chaotic, swirling movement of air or water, a vortex, rather than the outward explosion used in conventional engines. He worked on engines that utilized centripetal force and vortex dynamics to generate lift. His concept of a self-sustaining vortex that could counteract gravity provides a plausible, though unconventional, scientific basis for a core element of the disk legend. Some researchers believe that German engineers combined Schauberger's theories with gyroscopic and electromagnetic ideas to create a propulsion system that accounts for the silence and extreme maneuverability of these reported UFOs. The Final Escape and the Battle of Antarctica. The most explosive claim is that the most advanced disks were not destroyed but were successfully evacuated from the Reich's territory in the final days of the war. According to the theory, models like the Haunebu 3 and perhaps the Vril 7, along with key scientists, personnel, and blueprints, were flown or transported by U-boats to the secret Antarctic Base 211. This theory suggests that the Nazis did not merely hide in Antarctica, but continued to develop and test their advanced flight technology there, far from Allied interference. This leads directly to the heart of the Admiral Byrd conspiracy and the alleged Battle of Antarctica in 1947. It is claimed that Admiral Richard E. Byrd and his operation High Jump, 13 ships, 4,700 troops, were not just a research mission, but a military invasion intended to neutralize the German base. According to alleged insider accounts, Byrd encountered a technologically superior foe, flying discs, that flew from pole to pole with incredible speed and inflicted significant damage on his fleet. The premature and unexplained termination of Byrd's mission, along with his disturbing comments upon return, serve as the main proof that this confrontation did occur, and Nazi UFOs were successfully deployed. Conclusion and legacy, Operation Paperclip and UFO hysteria. The legend of the Nazi UFOs did not die in 1945. It simply transferred to the victorious Allied nations. Following the massive spike in US UFO sightings after 1947, Roswell, Kenneth Arnold sighting, Project Blue Book was established to investigate. Many researchers believe this post-war surge was directly related to the covert transfer of advanced German aerodynamic and engineering developments, specifically related to unconventional flight and disk shapes, as part of Operation Paperclip. American and Soviet military research institutions became saturated with German scientists. Regardless of whether the Haunebu were true anti-gravity machines or merely advanced rotary wing prototypes, they forced the world's superpowers to completely rethink their understanding of flight. Thus, the Nazi UFO mystery became the perfect technological decoy, allowing both superpowers to develop their own highly classified advanced aircraft under the convenient cover of extraterrestrial objects today. These legends serve as a powerful reminder that the history of technology is far more complex than commonly accepted. and that the deepest secrets may be hidden not by aliens, but by the humans who lost the war. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey through technology, occultism, and war. The Haunebu legend compels us to ask, is this merely a fantastic exaggeration of failed wartime projects? Or is it the suppressed truth of a technological leap that changed the course of post-war history? What is your theory, science fiction, or the foundation of modern UFO sightings? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If the compelling secrets of the past intrigue you, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Secrets of Superpowers. Next time, we will explore the organization that provided the philosophical and occult foundation for these mad ambitions. Haunebu, the dark heart of Nazi Germany's search for the supernatural, ancient technology, and their mythical racial roots. See you in the next episode.